Twilight Sparkle, Ace Attorney, The Royal Turnabout, written by AnimeGX43. Chapter 10, Day 2, Investigation, Rich Feeling Poor. October 10th, Fancy Pants Mansion. After a walk from the detention center to the address Rarity gave them, Twilight and Spike found themselves at a very impressive-looking building. It was a huge, white building with several floors and clearly had many rooms inside. The garden itself was large, being two equally large gardens on each side of the path to the mansion itself. It looked like a place Celestia herself would envy. Twilight and Spike could both see the entire garden from the front gate, and they were impressed.
Well, this appears to be the place. Let's go, Spike,
Twilight said, who took her a second to realize that Spike didn't follow her right away.
Spike?
Go on without me, Twi. I really don't want to meet Fancy Pants right now. He is my rival for Rarity's love, after all.
Rival? Oh, poor Spike. Sorry, Spike, but you might be outclassed in terms of class, wealth, age, and, well, species. Besides, we really need to speak to him.
Whether Spike wanted to or not, and he didn't, Twilight pushed the buzzer on the gate, and shortly after, a voice on the intercom spoke up.
Hello, this is Fancy Pants Mansion. This is a private property, so please leave when you don't have a meeting.
Yes, I'm Princess Twilight Sparkle, and I'd like to meet your boss, please.
The princess? Oh, of course. 1 moment, please.
Wow, I actually got to abuse my power there. It didn't feel as great as I hoped. Does that make me a good pony or a bad pony? Spike, I haven't met any rich or fancy ponies since becoming a princess. What should I do when Fancy Pants comes? Should I shake his hoof, let him kiss mine, or something else? I know nothing about this sort of stuff.
You should probably just be yourself. He's just an everyday pony.
Really? Because from what I heard, he's very famous and experienced. Wait, what exactly does he do?
I am an entrepreneur, investor, and business magnate.
Really? Wow, he sounds really... Ah!
To the surprise of Twilight, the stallion she was waiting for reached the front gates faster than she expected. Before Twilight and Spike was one of Equestria's richest and successful ponies, as well as one of the key ponies in the case, Fancy Pants. While Spike didn't think much of him at first, it was clear to Twilight that Fancy Pants was genuinely a nice pony. The smile on his face alone made that clear. After using his magic to personally open the gate so he could walk to Twilight and bow to her.
Your Highness, it is an honor to see you here at my humble home.
At ease. I'm not here on royal business. I'm actually here on, believe it or not, lawyer business.
Lawyer business? Why, I never thought a princess could be a lawyer.
Yeah, well, I actually had to learn what I could overnight to learn what I know now.
We have good lawyers here in Canterlot. Instant Pain or Hope Bray are both famous prosecutors here in Canterlot, and I'm sure they could have helped tutor you since you are a princess.
Oh, my Celestia. Why the heck did I not do that in the first place? Never mind that. I need to talk to you about Rarity's case.
Hearing Rarity's name made Fancy Pants lose his happy smile.
That's right. She got arrested, wasn't she? Poor girl. I wish I knew what happened, but I've been so busy as of late.
He seems oblivious to what happened. This could make things difficult. I'm sure you know something about this case. You were only one level above the crime scene.
I know that Prince Blueblood is injured and they believe Rarity did it, but that's all I know. I know there was a trial today, but I couldn't go.
What was so important that you couldn't come to your girlfriend's trial?
A friend! They're just friends.
Fancy Pants chuckled as Spike added his comment.
Actually, he's right. We are more friends than anything. Can't take anything too seriously too fast, you see.
Aww, you sound like you two would make a good couple. Oh, whoops. I can't get sidetracked. So, please, tell me anything you know about the day of the crime.
I'm sorry, Your Highness, but I'm afraid I can't help you. In fact, I highly doubt I have anything to do with what happened to the prince.
Twilight knew Fancy Pants was lying. Because of what Rarity told her earlier, Twilight knew that Fancy Pants knew at least where the prince was at the time. Seeing it through the lie, Twilight began to channel the same spell she used on Rarity at the detention center. As soon as she did, everything around Fancy Pants became black as several chains began to wrap around him. After the chains appeared, 3 red locks appeared in front of him, with only Twilight and Spike being able to see them.
Interesting. Because I have reason to believe that you do know something.
Secret: Fancy Pants' connection to the crime.
I'm very sorry, Your Highness, but I'm still quite busy today. I'm sorry for not being a better host, but I will have to ask you to leave.
Not going to happen. I already know that you're involved with this case, so I'm not going to let you leave that easily.
Please elaborate. How would you know such a thing?
Because this pony made it clear that you know something. Rarity herself was sent to see Prince Blueblood, and she told me it was because you sent her.
Fancy Pants was shocked from what Twilight said. So much so that not only did one of the 3 psyche locks shatter, but so did the monocle he was wearing. While Fancy Pants was able to fix his monocle with his magic, the psyche lock was gone for good.
I figured that would have gotten rid of all 3. He must be more stubborn than I thought.
So Rarity said such a thing. Sadly, nothing she says can be trusted, now can she? After all, she's the prime suspect of your little case, is she not?
She may be the prime suspect, but that's because the evidence strongly hints that she did it. However, there's also evidence to suggest that you committed the crime.
Impossible. I was nowhere near the crime scene. I know this because I had no idea where the prince was.
Oh, really? Because I believe that this is sufficient enough to say otherwise. Take that! The weapon used in the crime was a gold bar. This forensic report states that Rarity's footprints and magic residue was on the bar.
So it was Rarity. I'd never thought in a million years that she'd have it in her.
It's a little early to say that. You see, the forensics also found another set of magic residue.
Fancy Pants began to sweat bullets after hearing about the report and the details he was told about.
I'm sure it wouldn't be too hard to trace this magic back to your own horn. Would you object for a little testing?
A second psyche lock shattered as Twilight became closer and closer to getting Fancy Pants to spill his beans. It also got harder for him to keep quiet and got more and more nervous.
I'm so sorry, Your Highness, but I really am busy and must get going.
Oh, no, you don't. You're not only connected to the crime, but I know you're also connected to the prince. So I'm not letting you out of my sight just yet.
Fancy Pants seemingly began to lose his patience, but Twilight knew he was getting scared.
Explain yourself. Why would I have any connections to the prince?
Take that!
Whoever it was that attacked Prince Blueblood, it became clear that the motive involves Proposition G3, as it will drastically change the way taxes are done in Canterlot.
Yes, and it's a change that I will benefit from, as well as most ponies here in Canterlot. So what?
Easy. There's a number of ponies who can get hurt by this change. The police force, Royal Guards, Rarity, Twilight explained, reaching the climax of the interrogation. You knew how unfair Proposition G3 was. So you and Rarity tried to convince Prince Blueblood to change his mind! As Fancy Pants' monocle shattered for a second time from shock, the third and final psyche lock shattered as well. It became clear to him that Twilight knew exactly what his plans were and that he couldn't hide it from her. After reaching that conclusion, the darkness and chains around him quickly unwrapped and vanished. Secret. Unlock successful.
You're a smart and stubborn one,
Fancy Pants said as he repaired his monocle.
I could see why Celestia chose you to be a princess. It's a shame her choice of Blueblood was so poor.
I've never wondered why Blueblood was a prince. I should ask her when I get the chance.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Very good. As you said, I wanted to stop the prince's goal for what may have been the dumbest take hike I've ever seen. I've tried to talk some sense with the rest of the Canterlot Castle, but it's nearly impossible.
The rest of the council? Wait, you're part of the council? The group of ponies who act as Canterlot's mayors?
Correct. I was hoof-picked by Princess Celestia herself after she took notice of my philanthropy. I see all ponies as equals, but the prince sees walking, talking footstools.
That might not be the best comparison. I let Rarity use me as a footstool all the time.
Note to self, escort Spike to Rarity's house personally from now on.
Anyway, I decided to stop Blueblood by any means. I learned that he planned to go to the Gilded Horseshoe for a vacation, so I used my connections to quickly book a penthouse room for myself, as I knew the prince would do the same.
But he didn't get a penthouse room. He had to go to the second highest floor.
Yes, it seems that another rich pony booked the only other room, but it didn't hurt plans. I decided to bring Rarity since she really is a good friend and thought she would enjoy the hotel more than any pony. She's probably my only friend who actually appreciates the finer things in life and not just spoiled by them. Unfortunately, that became my biggest blunder.
So Fancy Pants didn't mean for anything bad to happen to Rarity.
But if she was your friend, then why did you try to deny that you were involved in this?
I was scared. I knew if I said anything, I'd be as suspicious as Rarity.
She's too good for you! She did everything she could at the trial today to keep you out of this mess!
Ow! Spike, that was uncalled for! Twilight said, smacking Spike in the head to scold him. After hearing Spike's rather rude comment, Fancy Pants became shocked.
I say, Miss Rarity was defending me?
Yeah, she almost got a guilty verdict because she wanted to keep your plan with Blueblood a secret. Surprised by what Rarity had done, Fancy Pants chuckled a little. But Twilight could tell that deep down, he was saddened by what happened. In fact, a small tear even tried to escape his eye.
I certainly owe a certain Mare an apology. I think I was trying to show Rarity a good time, yet she was the generous one who tried to protect me.
So, does that mean you did it? Did you try to kill Blueblood?
I certainly did not. However, if it means it will save Rarity, I am more than willing to take the fall.
Whoa! I'm pretty sure Rarity won't like that. I'll say that as a desperate last resort. But for now, if I were to call you to the stand tomorrow, will you be there?
I guarantee you that I will be there.
Good. We're going to go back out and find some more evidence to defend Rarity. If I don't come back to see you again, I'll see you tomorrow at the trial.
Very good then. Good luck, Your Highness. And I'm terribly sorry for everything that's happened.
As she had gotten everything she could get out of Fancy Pants, the wealthy stallion returned to his mansion, who never felt more unfortunate. There was a lot of guilt in him, and Twilight could sense it.
He seems really down. I guess he really didn't do it.
I wouldn't be so sure, Spike. There's actually some evidence to suggest he did commit the crime.
What? How?
remember what Star Cestus said at the trial earlier today? You arrived when Rarity was still there? How did you get there so fast?
Actually, I was given an lawyer's tip ahead of time. I received a letter when I was patrolling the streets. Since the hotel was closer to me than the station, I went there to investigate.
The only way for him to get an anonymous tip is if some pony knew that Rarity and Blueblood were all going to be in the same room. Out of all ponies involved in this case, there's only one who would know this.
So Fancy Pants did set Rarity up! That jerk! Now I feel bad for feeling bad for him.
Well, whether he did it or not, we still need to find proof that Rarity didn't do it. Which could mean we have to find proof Fancy Pants did it. Let's go back to the police station and see if Cestus found anything yet. Maybe he found the proof we need.
With Twilight's investigation at a dead end, she and Spike began to go back to the station to find a different route to the truth. Twilight was happy that she was finding evidence to help Rarity's case, and she started to become more worried if it was Fancy Pants who committed the crime when it looked like he was genuinely telling the truth. Twilight was feeling a lot of doubt with the details on the case, but she had gone too far to let it get to her. All she could do was to move on and prepare for the worst. To be continued.